I'm Nebil En-Nasri, I'm French nationality, Moroccan origin. I'm 41 years old. I'm married, I have 3 sons, and I decided before 1 month and 2 days to go to Mecca by the bicycle. One time, 7 years ago, I watched a small reportage about some young people in Great Britain. They went to Mecca by the bicycle from London to Mecca. And they related the story, and I was impressed by what they do, or what they did. So I started to think about this trip at this moment. I prepared this trip during 3 years, so I spoke a lot with my wife and with my children. First of all, they were afraid about me because it's a trip during 2 months and a half. There is a lot of risks during this journey. So after speaking with them a lot, they understand what my goal for going to Mecca by bicycle, and now they are very happy because I am in Istanbul, so half the distance I have reached. My aim is to reach Mecca during the Hajj period. And you know, the Hajj period is only a few days during the month of Dhul Hijjah. That's why every day I have to ride at least 100 kilometers. There are 3 goals, 3 motivations. First of all, I think that the most important challenge for us and for the future generations is to protect our planet. You know, so I think that there is a lack of awareness inside Muslim community about this subject. So I wanted with this trip to make a focus on this issue to strengthen the awareness about this challenge, because I think that there is no challenge more important than this for us and for the future generations. The first goal. The second goal is to revival the manner, the way that the past generations went to Mecca. They went by walking, they went by horse or camels, so it's tradition that we have forgot. So I want to reveal this. It's a manner for me to tell to the people that you can enjoy a trip like this, despite of its difficulties physically, but you can deeply consider it yourself with this kind of trip, better than 6 hours by plane, for example. And during hours, during days, you are in contact with the nature, with the trees, with the animals. You're questioning yourself. So with this questioning, you approach the deep sense of the Hajj and of the pilgrimage. It is for me one of the best adventures in my life, because I take time to me and I spoke a lot with me and with the creation. I starting 22 April for Paris, and in particular for Montparnasse station. It's one of the most stations in Paris. Why? Because my father, when he came from Morocco to France, the first time when he came to France, he came by train and he arrived at Montparnasse station in 1969. And I wanted to be a link between the past generations and the generations of my sons. So the link started from this point that my father came to continue to write our history. Paris, after this 500 kilometers in France, after Germany, Austria, I crossed a little part of Italy. I entered again in Austria, and after Slovenia, Croatia, Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, and I entered in Turkey 3 days ago, and I decided to put my phone on a plane, you know, with 0 network. Don't be disturbed. So I was alone, and it was one of the most important for me, because I wanted to feel the meanings of my trip. First of all, perhaps when I met a Syrian family, it was in Austria. It was like suddenly we met them, young peoples, and it was one of the best, because at this moment I was very tired, and they met me. They didn't know about my trip, and they offer me food, so I take a rest with them It was a wonderful moment. So in Europe I didn't met a lot of people because I think that there is no such traditions of welcoming foreigners in Europe than in Islamic countries. But for example, when I entered in Turkey, it was the difference. Yeah, it was very, very different. When I came in Istanbul, I hoped that it will be receptions, it will be visits, it will be discussions with some officials. But now it's a great moment for me. So alhamdulillah. Some moments were very difficult. When I was alone, for example, in the mountains, in the Bulgarian mountains, it was one of the worst moments because it was so difficult and it rained a lot and there is a lot of traffic and there is not a tradition of cycling in these countries. So I was afraid about the cars, about the trucks, about the dog attacks. But after this, I thought a lot and I said to myself, if it's difficult for you now, perhaps it's a way to you to reach your goals and perhaps you had to suffer to reach Mecca. I came in Istanbul many times before, many times, but it was with some people. Now I feel a lot the brotherhood and the links between Muslim people. And when I speak about this trip, in particular when I speak about the past generations, how they went to Mecca, I see the people are very interested about this. Because I think a lot of people think now to go to Mecca with a different way than the plane. Because as I told you, you can feel emotions with the bicycle or by walking that you never feel by plane. So it's a manner to discover yourself and to discover your relations with God. Happiness, it's not only with the material things. You can reach the happiness by a different way. And you can reach the faith and your relations with God. You can strengthen it with the sufferer by walk or by the bicycle. I know a lot of people, when they listen about my history, they tell me I want to do the same thing. But if I am here now, there is 3 years of preparation. 3 years, not only a few weeks or 3 months. I prepare this with myself 3 years, spiritually, physically, and there are a lot of logistical issues in this kind of trip. It started to change my perception of my life and of my future, in particular in my family. I want to change the life, to avoid, for example, planes, to avoid a lot of things that it's not good for the health of the planet. But this can be accomplished only if I reached Mecca. منبت الأحرار مشرق الأنوار. تحية المغاربة.